Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Aerial survey for minerals begins in South Al-Sharqiya. Higher Education Ministry issues statement for scholarship students. People urged to donate blood in Oman. Imran Khan booked under Anti-Terror Act for threatening judge and police officials. Indian government refutes reports, says no plan to import wheat as sufficient stocks available. Flooding in Afghanistan's Logar leaves 20 dead and over 30 injured. Arsenal stay at top following 3-0 win over Bournemouth. Leeds United thrashed Chelsea by 3-0 at home, climbed to second spot in standings. Those are the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. The Minerals Development Oman Company has begun an aerial geophysical survey for exploration and prospects of minerals on an area of more than 600 square kilometers in Masira Island, South Al-Sharqiya Governorate. On an area of about 658 square kilometers, the Minerals Development Oman Company begins the work of the aerial geophysical survey for exploration and prospects of minerals on Masira Island as a first phase. It will include large parts of the governorates of North and South Al-Batana, Al-Dahira, Al-Buraymi, Al-Dakhliya and North Al-Sharqiya, Oman News Agency said in a statement. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation has urged all scholarship students to obtain correct information from the ministry's website. The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation followed up on what was circulated by some social media accounts about a private sector company organizing introductory meetings for scholarship students without prior coordination with the ministry said in a statement. The ministry stresses to all scholarship students and their parents the necessity of obtaining correct information about foreign missions through the ministry's publications on its official accounts and social media sites, or communicating directly via the ministry's email to avoid students obtaining false information. The ministry also advises companies wishing to work in higher education services to refer to the ministry before organizing events to educate students to obtain the required information and licensing before publishing any information and verifying its credibility. Due to the low stock of most blood types, the Department of Blood Bank Services has asked people to donate blood urgently at the Central Blood Bank in Borsher. The Central Blood Bank in Borsher needs more than 500 blood donors this week to meet the needs of health institutions for blood units. And given the low stock of most blood types, we invite everyone to take the initiative to donate blood, DBBS said in a statement. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan was booked for threatening a judge and two top police officials in a public meeting held at the F9 Park late Saturday evening, local media reported. According to sources, Khan was booked under the Anti-Terrorism Act. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Media Regulatory Authority has banned the broadcasting of live speeches of PTI chief Imran Khan for threatening an Islamabad police official and a female magistrate during an address in Islamabad. The Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, or PEMRA, said that Imran's recorded speech would only be permitted to be aired after an effective delay mechanism to ensure effective monitoring and editorial control. PEMRA imposed this ban on all satellite channels hours after he vowed to file cases against Islamabad's Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General and female magistrate for torturing Shahbaz Gill. Imran alleged that Gill was caught and tortured to send a message and frighten the people that if he could be broken mentally, then anyone could, according to sources. Earlier on Saturday, Khan connected the current situation in Pakistan to the Chief of Army Staff appointment and termed it unfortunate that everything in the country was happening over one appointment. Gill was arrested by police on August 9th after he made controversial remarks against the Pakistan Army on television that were deemed as highly hateful and seditious by the country's media authority. Imran's close aide was arrested on charges of colluding with a private TV news channel and carrying out anti-state propaganda. India has no plan to import wheat as it has ample stocks to meet the domestic requirements, Department of Food and Public Distribution on Sunday clarified after a media report said that India was likely to start importing the staple food grain. There is no such plan to import wheat into India. The country has sufficient stocks to meet our domestic requirements and FCI has enough stock for public distribution, the department said on Twitter responding to the news item. Earlier this year, multiple rounds of heat waves in several wheat-growing regions in India ahead of the Rabi harvest affected some wheat crops. As per the fourth advanced estimate of production of major agricultural crops released by the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, production of wheat during 2021-22 is estimated at 106.84 million tons, as against a reported earlier estimate of 111 million tons. As the tensions between Russia and Ukraine turned into a full-blown war, export demand for wheat got a boost, resulting in lifetime high prices of the staple food grain in the local mandis. Heat wave-led crop loss too led to price rises. Notably, both the countries involved in the conflict, Ukraine and Russia, are two major suppliers of wheat. To manage the overall food security of the country as well as meet the needs of the neighboring and other vulnerable countries, India amended the export policy of wheat by putting its export under the prohibited category. The Indian government did not stop at just restricting exports of wheat. After a ban on exports of wheat grain, the centre then put restrictions on the exports of wheat flour or atta, exports and other related products like maida, semolina, wholemeal atta and resultant atta. During the recent parliament session, the government said that there were no shortage of wheat stock in the central pool. In a written reply to Lok Sabha during the recent parliament session, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said the following. As on 1/7/2022, the actual stock of wheat is 285.10 lakh metric tons against the buffer norm of 275.80 lakh metric tons. In reply to another question on whether it is true that wheat procurement from farmers has fallen since there was a rise in private procurement who bought wheat directly from farmers, the ministry agreed with it. The devastating floods that hit Afghanistan's Koshi district in the Logar province have left at least 20 people dead and over 30 others injured, with 4 individuals missing, media reports said, citing Provincial Governor Mablawi Inayatullah Shoja on Sunday. Due to these floods, 20 people have been killed and 32 others wounded. 4 people have disappeared and around 3,000 residences were destroyed, Shoja was quoted as saying. The country's Interior Affairs Ministry said that the recent flooding across Afghanistan killed a total of 165 people and wounded nearly 300 others in more than 20 provinces over the last month, as well as caused heavy financial losses for the citizens as hundreds of residences were partially or completely destroyed. The flood victims say that they have suffered a lot of financial losses in addition to personal losses. Maulvi Abdullah Mafkar, Director of National Disaster in Logar, said the situation is urgent. Women and children are trapped and efforts are being made to save the families, and in some areas it is impossible even to drive a car to save people. Earlier flash floods have wreaked havoc in northern Afghanistan, claiming at least 31 lives and leaving 17 injured. The death toll is likely to increase as scores of people have gone missing as well. Parwan province, one of the mountainous provinces in Afghanistan, is home to the Hindu Kush mountain range, and some of its districts often experience flooding as a result of torrential rains. According to local sources, numerous residential homes and hundreds of acres of farming fields have been devastated in the province. Moreover, the Parwan-Bamiyan highway has been closed for traffic as a result of the devastating floods. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update, now for the sports stories. A brace from captain Martin Odegaard and a goal from William Saliba powered Arsenal to a 3-0 win over Bournemouth in their Premier League match at the Dean Court on Saturday. With this victory, Arsenal is at the top spot in the Premier League table with a hat-trick of wins and 9 points. Their opponent Bournemouth is at the 14th spot in the table with a win in 3 matches and just 3 points. Odegaard gave Arsenal an advantage in the opening 5 minutes, scoring a 5th-minute goal. Just 6 minutes later, he hammered his second goal when a touch in the box by new signee Gabriel Jesus teed him up. At halftime, the scoreline read 209 in the favour of Arsenal. In the 54th minute, the centre-back Saliba tripled the lead with an outstanding strike. He made up for his own goal against Leicester. Waiting in the sidelines for a first-team opportunity for 3 seasons, the 21-year-old celebrated his first goal for the club. Following the match, Mikel Arteta, this Arsenal manager, expressed pride with his team's performance, though he downplayed his team's position at the top of the standings. Arsenal had lost their first 3 matches during the last season, but this time around, a hat-trick of wins has put them above North London rivals Tottenham Hotspurs. Manchester City also has a 100% record and will play against Newcastle United on Sunday. It will be playing Fulham next on August 27th. Bournemouth sits at 14th and will play Liverpool next. Leeds United cruised to a thumping 3-0 win over Chelsea at their home ground Elland Road in their Premier League clash on Sunday. An error by Chelsea goalkeeper Edward Mendy in the 33rd minute changed the game in favour of the hosts. It was Brendan Aronson who had struck for Leeds. 4 minutes later, Rodrigo Moreno doubled the lead for his side. At the halftime, the scoreline read 2-0 in favour of Leeds United. In the 69th minute, Jack Harrison's close-range goal put a huge dent in the Blues' hope of a comeback. Adding an insult to the injury, Kalidou Koulibaly was sent off the field in the 84th minute for a second bookable offence. Rodrigo now has 4 goals in 3 games and has filled the shoes of an injured Patrick Bamford well. With 7 points in 3 games, Leeds is doing well under their head coach Jesse Marsch. Currently, Leeds is at the 2nd position on the points table with 7 points in 3 games and 2 wins. They will take on Brighton next Saturday in their next league fixture next Saturday. On the other hand, Chelsea is in 12th position with 4 points with only 1 win in 3 games. Leicester will be their next Premier League opponent next Saturday. Those were the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.